When people ask about my childhood, I usually steer the conversation elsewhere. It wasn't that I didn't have food or a roof over my head, but being overshadowed for most of your life leaves marks. My name is Rachel. I'm 38 years old, and this is my story. At 8 years old, my world shifted dramatically when my sister, Lauren, was born prematurely. I remember my dad rushing to the hospital in the middle of the night, leaving me at home with my Aunt Susan. Everyone was anxious about Lauren's condition, and I was no different. I didn't fully grasp what premature meant, but I knew enough to sense things weren't normal. Lauren survived, but our home turned into a hospital overnight. Machines beeped constantly. The sharp smell of disinfectant clung to the air, and Mom's attention was entirely consumed by Lauren. If I so much as sneezed, the reaction was instant. "Rachel, are you sick? Pack your bag. You're going to Grandma's." We can't risk Lauren catching anything. At first, staying with Grandma felt like a fun adventure. But over time, I realized the truth. I wasn't being cared for. I was being pushed aside. Desperate for attention, I excelled in school. Straight A's, debate team victories, a first-place science fair trophy, but none of it mattered. "That's nice, Rachel. Did you wash your hands?" "Lauren's been coughing," Mom would say, barely glancing at me. By the time Lauren was 7, she'd outgrown her health issues. But my parents didn't move on. They remained fixated on her, unable to let go of their overprotective habits. Lauren, smart enough to notice this, began milking it for everything she could. She'd fake being sick or cry over something trivial to get what she wanted. High school was supposed to be my time to shine, but it wasn't. When my science teacher told my parents I had a strong shot at a scholarship, Mom barely listened. Her phone buzzed. Lauren was calling, sobbing over losing a hairbrush. That was the end of the conversation. It hurt, but I kept my head down and pushed through. I won the state debate championship, but my trophy wasn't displayed. "It might make Lauren feel left out," Mom explained, tucking it into a drawer. I earned a full-ride scholarship to college. Instead of congratulating me, Lauren smirked, "Finally, I'm taking over your room." I need it for my gaming setup. That marked the countdown for my escape. College was liberating. I thrived on campus, rarely returning home except for holidays. After graduating with a degree in finance, I landed a decent managerial job. The pay wasn't glamorous, but it was enough to cover rent and independence. Scrolling through social media one night, I saw an ad, "Learn how to make your money work for you." It sounded like a scam, but I clicked, for a small fee, and surviving on instant noodles for months. I took a course on investing. It changed everything. I started small, investing in tech stocks, then gradually grew more confident. My first big win came when I bought shares in a startup AI company. A $500 investment ballooned to $20,000. From there, I dove deeper into the market, researching, learning, and perfecting my strategies. Within 5 years, I was earning more through investments than my full-time job. The day my portfolio income tripled my salary, I drafted my resignation letter. I didn't tell anyone, though, not even my family. I kept attending family dinners, sitting quietly while Mom talked about Lauren's prestigious private school and her need for better things to fit in. "We had to take out loans, but it's worth it," Mom would sigh. One night, I overheard them discussing my contributions. "Maybe we should give some of Rachel's money to Lauren," Mom suggested. "She needs to keep up appearances at school." "Good idea," Dad agreed. "It's for Lauren's future." That night, I set up an automatic transfer of $2,000 a month to help with their bills. It wasn't out of guilt. It was out of pity. Years passed, and my investments soared. By 35, I had over $10 million in my portfolio. I bought a beautiful apartment downtown, no loans, no debt, no strings attached. When Mom called to talk about Lauren's latest accomplishments, she barely acknowledged my move. Thanksgiving that year was supposed to be like any other. Mom had hurt her back, so I offered to cater the meal from a high-end restaurant. The family arrived, and as usual, Lauren dominated the conversation, boasting about graduating from her fancy university. As everyone ate, Mom made a passing comment about my generosity. Rachel arranged the catering. Wasn't that thoughtful? Oh, Rachel's so generous, Aunt Susan added. Lauren froze. Her eyes narrowed. Her fork clattered onto her plate, and without warning, she stormed out. When she returned, she was holding my laptop. Let's see how generous Rachel really is. Lauren sneered, opening it. No, I yelled, lunging for it. But she stepped back and turned the screen around. My investment app was still open. The room fell silent. 10 million? Lauren's voice cracked. Mom paled. There must be some mistake. There's no mistake, I said, my voice steady. I left my corporate job years ago to focus on investing. Every dollar in that account is mine. You just never bothered to ask. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Mom exploded. 10 million, she shrieked. And you let us struggle? Struggle? I shot back. I've been sending you $2,000 a month for years. That's nothing compared to what you should be giving us. Dad added, we're your parents. You owe us. I don't owe you anything, I said, my voice rising. You poured everything into Lauren and left me to fend for myself. I earned this, not Lauren, not you, me. You selfish brat, Mom hissed. If you're so rich, you should be giving us $10,000 a month, at least. I laughed bitterly. So, you can spend it on Lauren? No, my money is mine. If Lauren needs help, let her figure it out. The tension boiled over. Mom screamed, Dad fumed, and Lauren looked like she wanted the ground to swallow her whole. I grabbed my laptop and my coat, heading for the door. As I walked out, I turned back one last time. You've spent your whole life investing in Lauren. It's time for her to pay dividends. And with that, I left, knowing I was finally free.